What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Joe Biden said that he sold what? State secrets? Let's talk about it. Or where they went, they caught 78 known terrorists within the beginning of this year alone. And good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please go ahead and share this video. Hit the thumbs up on Rumble and YouTube, please, and Facebook. But please share the video. Please hit that. You know what? Please hit that free share button. It would really mean a lot to me. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so for all of you that helped me and supported me to help me get to DC to report on some of the stuff, and I do have some videos that I will be putting out, some interviews that I will be putting out shortly. But I just want to say thank you for all your blessings and all your support for us, for me to be there. Okay, let's get into it. So there's a video right now, and Joe Biden is actually saying the words. Now, the scary thing is that because of AI, a lot of people, especially the left, when factual stuff starts coming out, people, the left, they're going to say, oh, that's AI generated. It's not true. I'm telling you right now, we're going to see more and more of it right now, because I've already seen some leftists try to say that, you know, with the AI, we won't know what's actual disinformation or misinformation, whatever it is, when they are the propaganda machine, 100%. I'm talking about the left. The left, they work for the state, right? All of this liberal media, they are government state media. If some of y'all know exactly what that is. For those of you that don't know what that is, government state media is the same type of media that Hitler was using when he was here. Same thing happening today. It's the liberal government state media. They're doing the exact same thing by convincing and telling everybody to believe lies. And they've been very good at it. They've been very good at it, except for the last 7 years or so, ever since President Trump came along and called them fake news. Ever since he started on the fake news, they've been losing their momentum in the lying. They've been losing their momentum. So please go ahead and hit the share button on this. Share this out. Okay. Let me get, before I play the video with Joe Biden actually saying that he sold state media. And some could say, well, maybe he was just joking. Yeah, I don't know. Because he's opened his mouth about other stuff that you can't put on Facebook and YouTube, because they will remove your video if you show Joe Biden actually saying what they did. If you show the proof of what Joe Biden said that they did, they will remove the video. Some of y'all probably don't even know what I'm talking about, because you probably haven't even seen that video where Joe Biden admitted to what they were doing. But anyways, let me play this one first. So before we play this video, I want to tell you, just last week, I played a video where the Pentagon came out and said that they did a clerical error. They sent $6.2 billion to Ukraine, and it was a mistake. And isn't it really convenient that they send $6.2 billion, and then all of a sudden we have this organization inside of Russia attacking Russia? And they're calling it like a coup in Russia. And again, I'm asking that question. So when I first saw this fighting and all these attacks and all the chaos going on in Russia, and they said it was a coup taking place in Russia, first thing came to my mind was the $6.2 billion that the United States of America, mistakenly sent to Ukraine, just by mistake. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's no coincidence. That's not just a coincidence. And then on top of that, another reason why I think they did the $6.2 billion, because they saw all this information coming out about the Biden crime family with the WhatsApp recording, with Joe Biden with the sat phone, with all the information is coming about that he actually did these criminal activities, both Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, the Biden crime family. And then all of a sudden, all directions looking at Russia.
Russia, Russia,
Oh,
Russia.
look what's going on in Russia.
Russia, Russia, Russia.
Isn't that convenient? All this is coming out in the news. Oh, Joe Biden's doing what? Joe Biden's doing what?
Russia, Russia, Russia.
Joe Biden's doing what?
Russia, Russia, Russia.
It's all a distraction. So when you have $6.2 billion all of a sudden disappear, hey, can I get the federal government to disappear $6.2 billion into my bank account? I'm just asking the question here. And I'm going to do the same thing because you know that $6.2 billion is not returning. It's not coming back. Is it coming back? Shannon, have you seen anything where they said, okay, yeah, we understand Americans. You made a clerical error of $6.2 billion. You sent it to us. We're going to send it back to you. Have you seen anything on it? I haven't seen anything. Maybe,
no, you know what? And
maybe someone in the comments have seen something. Y'all leave me in the comment. Have y'all seen something? Yes or no?
And that's part of the problem, right? Because if it was an American, they would come after you to get their money back, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is Ukraine must have known this was more money than what was previously agreed to. So why didn't they say anything?
Or maybe
right?
it was agreed to.
No, that's true.
Maybe it was agreed to, right? Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Let's put some of the comments up on the screen here. See, we got YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. Or in the correct order going that way is Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook, right? So come on, leave me some comments. Leave me some comments. I see you there on Rumble. I see you there on YouTube, and of course on Facebook. Leave me some comments. Is it just a coincidence that $6.2 billion went over there, and then all of a sudden this happens in
Russia, Russia.
Come on. Stupid people, you're not supposed to believe what you see, believe what we tell you. Right? Is that what's going on there? Is that what's going on here? Well, listen to Joe Biden. Listen to what he says about all of this. So Joe Biden comes out here, and of course, all of the lies that he's been telling all of this time. And I remember there's actually a video where the liberal media news was talking about all of the lies Joe Biden's been saying. But see, they don't do that any longer. They used to just report the news. That's why a lot of people used to think that the news was trustworthy, because when somebody did something, they just reported on it. They told the truth about it. Now you have all the liberal media news protecting the Biden crime family. Joe Biden's been lying. So are we to believe now he's telling the truth? I don't think so. You tell me.
The situation began to develop as it did. I directed my national security team to monitor closely and report to me hour by hour. I instructed them to prepare for a range of scenarios. I also convened our key allies on a Zoom call to make sure we're all on the same page. It's critical that we're coordinated in our response and coordinated in what we're to anticipate. They agreed with me that we had to make sure we gave Putin no excuse.
Now, listen to this. Listen to this, because this is very important that you listen to this part. He's saying he didn't give Putin no excuse. So he's been lying all this time. He's been lying about everything. But now we're supposed to believe him? Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Listen.
Anticipate. They agreed with me that we had to make sure we gave Putin no excuse. Let me emphasize, we gave Putin no excuse to blame this on the West or to blame this on NATO.
Now, listen how he emphasizes this part. Listen to him. Listen to how he emphasizes this next part, okay? Let me take it back just a little bit here. Listen to this. Listen.
We made clear that we were not involved.
He said we made clear that we are not involved. Are we to believe him now? Let me remind you, he is the same one that's trying to convince everybody that a man can get pregnant. But now we're supposed to believe him in this, right? We're supposed to believe him in this. He's been lying, saying he didn't know about Hunter Biden's business activities. He's all involved in it. He's been lying, but we're supposed to believe him in this, right? Like they've been saying that they've been doing a great job when it comes to the economy. Don't believe your lying lies. But you're supposed to believe him on this, right?
On NATO. We made clear that we were not involved. We had nothing to do with it. This was part of a struggle within the Russian system. I also talked at length with President Zelensky of Ukraine. We'll be keeping in contact with him. I may be peeking him later today, early tomorrow morning.
Okay, so when you talk to him, maybe later today or tomorrow morning, Joe, are you going to say, Zelensky, the $6.2 billion that we accidentally sent to you, you need to send that back? I mean, is anyone asking that question? I have yet to hear anybody ask that question. Are you going to send the $6.2 billion back? Or can we just say that the money's gone? And I want the Pentagon to make a clerical error and send Will Johnson 6.2. I don't even have to have 6.2. Let's just go with $1.2 billion. Was that like a third of it? They can send me $1.2 billion and just pretend it's just gone. Can we do that? No, they would come after Will Johnson. So why aren't they asking for the $6.2 billion? And maybe I just missed it. Maybe someone in the comments said, yes, well, Zelensky sent the $6.2 billion back. You're just making this out to be nothing. He sent it back. Send it to me. Show me. I would love to see it. But if for everyone else that has 2 brain cells left, I'm pretty sure you're in agreement with me. They're going to keep that money and it's never coming back.
Make sure we continue to remain on the same page. I told them that no matter what happened in Russia, let me say it again, no matter what happened in Russia, we, the United States, would continue to support Ukraine's defense and its sovereignty and its territorial integrity. He and I agreed to follow up and stay in constant contact. We're going to keep assessing the fallout of this weekend's events and the implications for Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, he's going to keep assess on it because he want to see if the $6.2 million is paying off for him. And so let me ask you a question. Is that all it takes? I say, is that all it takes? Because, we're in deficit with $32 trillion, right? So you mean to tell me it only takes $6.2 billion to cripple Russia to have them go in and do a coup against Putin? 6.2 billion. Is that all it takes? Why not 2 trillion? Why not $6.2 trillion? Just $6.2 billion. That's all it takes. I mean, because he's going to keep in contact. Listen.
But it's still too early to reach a definitive conclusion about where this is going. The ultimate outcome of all this remains to be seen. But no matter what comes next, I will keep making sure that our allies and our partners are closely aligned in how we are reading and responding to the situation. It's important we stay completely coordinated.
Really? He's going to make sure he's going to stay on top of it and be completely coordinated. Right? Make sure that our money's well spent. I mean, prove otherwise. If it was actually true, he would be asking for the money back. He really would be, but he's not. Okay, let me get to the topic of tonight's broadcast. He actually says that he sold state secrets. Now, of course, like I've said multiple times, people will say that he was just joking. But just imagine if President Trump was joking, do you think the liberal media would say, oh, he was just joking? If President Trump said that he sold state secrets, do you think so? I mean, think about it. Now, think about this. President Trump, they're going after President Trump after these docs. And if President Trump was joking, say he sold state media, oh my goodness, they would use that against him in the court of law. But Joe Biden, who was not president, right, who's never been president, right, and then he comes out and sit there and say that he sold state media, he sold state documents. So since Joe Biden sold state documents, when did he sell them? When he was a senator? When did he sell them? Did he sell them when he was a VP? When did he sell this? When did he sell these secrets?
I mean, it seems like a weird moment because when you're watching the video, which people are about to see, and of course, like you said, they could judge for themselves. It doesn't seem like a joking moment. It sounds like he just maybe was, he's not completely cognitive. So it's like he's saying this without really thinking about what he's saying.
I mean, but it's just the whole point that he actually says that he sold.
I mean, he literally does.
So the thing is, you don't say this jokingly or not joking when you are in his position.
And the people around him aren't busting out laughing. They're not like, oh, that's funny.
Right. Maybe they were saying, well, yeah, they're talking about me and my documents, and I'm probably going to sell some states, or maybe he was talking about President Trump, because, we don't have, this is a really short clip. And the liberal media, this is how they work. This is how the left work. They say it's missing content, or it's misleading, or they'll say it's misinformation, or they'll say it's just or it's harmful. That's the go-to that they use all the time. But this comes out Joe Biden's mouth. You don't say it. Even if it was Obama, even if it was Bush, even if it was Clinton, even if it was Jimmy Carter, you don't refer to any other president that was sitting in the White House as if they were selling state secrets. You don't tell that to other people. Do split screen. You don't tell it to other people, to other nations. You don't do that. I've never heard anybody do that. President Trump never said it. Obama never even said it. Bush never said it. Clinton never said it. Bush never said it. Reagan never said it. Jimmy Carter never said it. Seriously. Richard Nixon never said it. JFK never said it. They've never said this. Joking or not joking. But listen to Joe Biden. Leave it split screen because it's really short. Listen to him. And I might just play this twice. Listen.
I was just thanking, anyway, I started off without you. And I sold a lot of state secrets. And
what? Listen, I mean, is he like just thinking out loud here? Or, I mean, what's going on? And the guy next to him is like laughing.
And I sold a lot of state secrets. And
he sold a lot of state secrets. This is out of the donkey's mouth.
And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that we shared.
And a lot of important things that we shared. Can y'all imagine if President Trump even just jokingly said that? What do y'all think the liberal media would be saying right now? Joking or not joking, should Joe Biden be saying that? Should Joe Biden be saying that? Let's pull up the comments real quick because I want to know what people are thinking. Well, we got a super chat too. I want to know, what are y'all thinking here? Do y'all think this is like he should be able to say this jokingly? I mean, this came out of the donkey's mouth. Do you think it's okay? Yes or no? Should he be joking like this? Yes or no?
I mean, like, it's right? Okay to joke. It's just that he lies so much.
Exactly.
But
is it okay? But is it okay to joke to say that you sold state secrets? Especially when you have these documents, when he's had these documents for at least 30 years, to my understanding, 30 years he had these documents in his possession and he's joking about selling state. So how do we know he didn't sell into
China?
Right? How do we know he didn't? Because all this information coming out.
I mean, Barbara in the chat on Facebook says Biden is a bubbling idiot. So true. Right?
100%.
And among all the things that are happening to him right now, is it really appropriate to say that? Right? When his integrity and who he is already in question.
You're getting right back to my point.
Yeah.
You're getting right back to my point of, should he even be saying that?
Yeah.
President Trump, they're going after President Trump over the same thing that Hunter Biden, or not Hunter, but Joe Biden did. Oh, it's been alleged that Obama did it, alleged that Bush did it. We know that Pence did it, right? They're saying, and we know for a fact that Billy Clinton did it. But so they're going after President Trump. So we have all this going on. And now here he is where he's taking documents, but they're acting like it was okay for him to take it when he should have never had him in the first place. And he's talking about he's selling state secrets. Please help me understand, people. Help me understand. Help me understand. And on the top of all that, they've lied so much. But we're supposed to believe him when he's talking about what's happening in Russia and after the $6.2 billion. And we're supposed to believe them like the economy is doing great. Right? I remember when President Trump was in office and people used to support me the support that people were doing when President Trump was in office was completely different because everybody's 401k was looking a lot better. Everyone was like, yes, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let me support you, Will. Right. And now it's like, listen to this one. Listen to this one. This goes to split screen with this one. Listen to what this lady says. And again, more blatant lies. More blatant lies. It's like the shift. How should I say this? Like the shift factor, right? It's like the shift factor. This lie, shifty shift. Listen.
No, the American people have seen the huge successes. They're just starting to feel them, but they really need to understand why. Why is it that Joe Biden feels so strongly about transforming this economy so it works for the middle class?
Well, so he transformed the economy to what? Am I missing something? So I'm not supposed to believe my lying eyes? Don't believe what you see. Believe what we tell you. This is what you get from government state media. They'll put information out lying to everybody and wanting you to believe it. But see, the nice thing, the difference between the government state media from Hitler's time to this time is that we had this little thing called the U.S. Constitution that so far is allowing free speech for the most part. And until you go into the big tech companies that's working along with the federal government, the FBI, to censor free speech, which, again, you have some constitutional lawyers still trying to say, well, they're private companies. No, and no, because they're working with the federal government to do so. Lying. It's like there's no problem with the line. They like to have no problem with it. None at all. And it's like this, and I've said this multiple times, and it's all of this, all roads lead to President Trump for when it comes to the left. I mean, it really does. Everything that they do is against President Trump. You know, it doesn't matter. If they commit a crime over here, they'll cover up the crime because they want to go after President Trump. It's really bizarre, right? It really is. But I've said this multiple times. And I used to wonder this when I used to watch these History Channel shows with, and they show Hitler, Nazi Germany, and all the stuff that's going on. I was thinking like, man, if I had a time machine, you can go back and take that dude out. And what's happening now, and I've said this so many times as well, that the left, all of the Democrats, all of those on the left, I don't think there's anybody on the left that thinks otherwise now, except for the ones that are waking up. But all of those on the left now are thinking that the only way that they can prevent the Hitler of today is to kill and do all these other things. Let me hold my words here. They believe doing anything. Nothing is off the table. I mean, absolutely nothing is off the table, because even Chuck Schumer's already said it. Came out of his donkey's mouth. They said nothing is off the table. So they believe they should do anything and everything by any means necessary against President Trump, because they see him as that figure when they are the ones doing the government state media, and they're the ones constantly lying. They're the ones that's constantly targeting little ones. They're the ones constantly doing all this demonic stuff. They're the ones doing this, repeating what Hitler did. All they did was take the baton from Hitler and started running, talking about the liberal left. That's all that they've done. But then they point the finger at everybody else that don't think like them. They point the finger at them. Say, oh, look at them, everybody. Look what they're doing over there. Look. Don't look at us actually doing it. Look at them. They're the ones doing it. And the only reason why they're getting away with it, because there's so many stupid people out there that's believing the nonsense, because they see it happening. They see who's doing it. But the people are so blind, they look at the direction they're pointing at. See, they see the activity happening right there, but they say they're the ones doing it. So the activity is actually happening, but they're pointing the finger saying that they're the ones doing it. Do you understand that? It's such a mind game, and they've been very good at it. And see, they don't like people like Will Johnson talking about that, saying that, because then it gets people's wheels to start turning. There's a battle going on, and it's such a big battle. It's beyond. And I'm not just saying this just to be saying this because I got the camera turned on. This is a spiritual battle that we're seeing is happening in our world right now today. It really is. And I still don't understand how so many people can't make the connection. It's like they so tied to this. They're so tied to it. So tied to it. They don't see it. They're similar. Well, I got to make sure this is happy. This right here. I got to make sure this is happy. This is the problem, because they let that come in and control you. You understand? Most of y'all know what I'm talking about. Most of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, let me talk about this, because we're talking about all the criminal activity and the corruption that's taking place. What if I told you that Joe Biden had a phone? Or let me tell you this. What if Joe Biden was making these direct communications with
China,
right? And was using a WhatsApp. But then again, the left, they don't even want to acknowledge that it was even taking place. They want to act like there's nothing wrong here. You know what it is? They go after President Trump for everything that they've been doing, right? Like I'm just sitting there explaining to you. They're going after him. So they said that we need to go after Trump because President Trump is waking people up. President Trump wants to, do right by America. So what they do all this corruption and they look the other way because they hate Trump so much that they're willing to look past all of the corruption that they're doing. Listen to Senator Ted Cruz as he's talking about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, the Biden crime family when it comes to WhatsApp.
This WhatsApp is direct evidence of Joe Biden abusing his government power to enrich his son and assuming 10% for the big guy to enrich himself. Remember, this WhatsApp says, we want to know. This is not me, Hunter, just sort of mooching off my dad. This WhatsApp directly ties Joe Biden to the millions of dollars coming from communist China. It is possible Hunter Biden was lying. It's possible Joe Biden wasn't next to him. It's possible Joe Biden was not going to inflict official damage on the Chinese if they didn't pay him and his son millions of dollars. That's possible. But you know what? We don't know if it's true or not. Why? Because according to the whistleblower, they didn't investigate and they were prohibited from investigating.
Wow. Wow. That's wild. So they refuse to look into it. They don't even want to look into it. Right? Because I think one of the main reasons, I don't know if I've said this already one time before, I think one of the main reasons why they don't want to look into it is because a lot of them are probably involved in the criminal activity. I mean, if you're the law enforcement in the country and someone actually breaks the law and you took an oath to do your job, right? To uphold the Constitution, right? And I'm pretty sure being a law enforcement, there's probably other oaths that they take, uphold the law. If they don't want to go after someone who blatantly committed a crime, it only tells me that they're involved. Somebody got paid. Somebody's getting paid. Probably millions upon millions of dollars. So they have to keep it on the hush hush, on the down low as much as possible. Because I'm like, hey, if this comes out, we're gonna let everybody know that you took money, that you took bribe money. It's like that's exactly what it is. Think about it. That's exactly what it is. If the FBI and the DOJ, the DOD, or CIA, whatever it is, if they're not going after people that has actually committed crimes like Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, the Biden crime family, when it's right there, clear as day, it's right there in our faces. Someone took a bribe, because that's how you shut law enforcement up. It's the same thing like I hear what happened in Arizona. The drug cartel, they own the police chiefs on the border in Arizona. And allegedly they own the local state government in Arizona. That's why they look away when all this criminal activity takes place on the border of Arizona. The liberal media, they're zip tight on it. Don't say nothing. And it leads me to believe that the liberal media is probably getting payouts on it as well. Oh, we don't need to get any advertisement ad dollars for talking about this story because we're already getting paid to be quiet about it. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, do you know what a sat phone is? Well, apparently the American people, we were paying $300 a month so Hunter Biden can have a sat phone. I'm only assuming that it came out of, because to my understanding, Joe Biden was paying for it. So it's probably taxpayer dollars that was paying for this sat phone so Hunter Biden can make these deals anywhere in the world with Joe Biden. And they did this so they can cover it up. And it brings it back to another point. Will they be able to get the records for this sat phone? Think about it. Will they be able to get the records for the sat phone? I don't know. Listen to this and leave me a comment. When you watch this, you leave me a comment. Do you think that when they request these records for the sat phone, do you think that they're going to get the records? Because let me remind you, the FBI was just holding back information from Congress when they were requesting documents about Joe Biden's crime activities. Do you think they're going to release these phone records? Yes or no? Leave it in the comments.
Peter, you broke a lot of this years ago about the Biden family influence peddling, and you've got new information this morning, breaking news on a cell phone that Joe Biden was using. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. What is the line of communications between Hunter Biden and his business partners and Joe Biden when he's vice president of the United States? It's not the government phone. It's not Joe Biden's personal phone. We know from the laptop that Hunter Biden's business paid for a private phone line that Joe Biden used while he was vice president. It was from AT&T. It was $300 a month. It was a global phone where you could access somebody anywhere around the world. We shared that phone number and that account information with people at the House Oversight Committee. My hope is that they haven't already, they will subpoena those records because I think it will give an indication on how tight the communication was. And that may be the phone, for example, that the Ukrainian, the Burisma executive might have used in this allegation that he talked to Joe Biden in recorded conversations. I would just say one other thing, Maria, as it relates to that sort of shakedown phone call with Henry Zhao that we alluded to. Henry Zhao in 2015 had already sent $5 million to the Bidens. He was the head of a Harvest investment firm. And what's interesting is in the correspondence there, Hunter Biden again talks to Zhao in the context of this is a deal that's important to my family involving his father. Let's also keep in mind we fixate on the criminal element of this. We also have to focus on the espionage element of this. Henry Zhao paid $5 million to Hunter Biden from an account that was part of a company that he co-owned with the family of the Minister of State Security of China, who's in charge of the entire spy apparatus. And you see that in every deal that Hunter Biden did in China. These individuals that are sending him money have ties to Chinese intelligence.
Unbelievable. We have to
China.
Unbelievable.
China.
Unbelievable.
China.
Unbelievable.
China.
So someone just left a comment, I think is saying that I was like believing the conspiracy. What part of this was a conspiracy? That Joe Biden had the sat phone? Hunter Biden had the sat phone? What part is a conspiracy? I'm asking the question. At what point? I'm not saying that he did sell them. I don't know. But my point is that why would you even joke about that? Right? Why would you even joke about that? Why would you even joke about that? It's okay. But I bet you they wouldn't call it a conspiracy if they was President Trump saying it. Would they say it then? Would they say it then? No, of course not. They wouldn't be saying it's conspiracy theory then. And not at all. Not at all. All right, we're at that point right now. Look, let's flip it over real quick. I'm gonna ask all of y'all right now to join me on Rumble. Right there, y'all can see it right there, rumble.com/Will Johnson/live. Come on over to Rumble because I have something I want to share with you over there. Can't share here. And I think some of the trolls may be on Rumble already. So if y'all on Facebook and YouTube, come on over. It's okay. We come over there.
Yeah, first let's say thanks to some of the Facebook stars. We got Michelle, Ann, Kelly, Nancy, Rodney, Renee, Terry, and Martha. And of course, Mandatory Carrie gave a super chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Okay, everybody, we're getting ready to flip over within like 15 seconds.
Yep. And for those of you that are not coming over, thanks for watching tonight, and we will see you tomorrow, same time.
Yep, 7 p.m. Okay, we're going to go right now.